world. The weather outside is not that cold, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia.
Hello everyone and welcome to Country with Celine. I'm your host Celine Tremarky, and on today's show we have the lovely Colton Flanagan.
Just staring out the headlights and rolling with the windows down. I'm running every red light to see how fast I can leave this town. And there's 100 miles to separate what stands between me and you. And I've got the blues, and here I go back to Memphis.
Colton, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks for asking. So before we dive into music, let's get to know you a little bit more. So where are you from?
So I'm from Lexington, Tennessee. I'm right between Memphis and Nashville, like literally almost right between Memphis and Nashville. So it's a small town right outside of them, probably 30 minutes east of Jackson, Tennessee. So
Well, you got the best of both worlds.
yep, there's music on both sides there.
Yes, exactly. Now, just throwing this one out there before I get to the next question. Are you an Elvis fan?
I mean, kind of.
Kind of?
I
Okay.
guess I'm not. There's a lot of people around here that are just diehard Elvis fans, and that's
Of
not
course.
me. I'm just more older country than I would be, I guess, Elvis.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I was just wondering because I know Sun Records is in Memphis, and I was just there 2 years ago. So I'm like, I have to ask. He said like he's in the middle there.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I actually play in Memphis a lot.
that's awesome. Well,
So yeah, I'm in
got-
Memphis a lot.
I got to walk Beetle Street. I think that's what it's called. Beetle Street.
Beale Street.
Yes. Okay.
Beale Street.
Beale Street. How do you say it? Beale Street. Okay, I thought it was Beetle Street.
Beale.
Um,
No, yeah.
It's so live, like that little section there. It's not even that big, but it's like so live. There's people like
No,
walking
it's-
all over the place. There was like entertainment everywhere. It's really, honestly, Tennessee is music like state. It's music state. That's what it
It
is.
is. It is. It is, especially in the west and middle.
Yeah, I
So-
love that though. Love it, love it.
But yeah,
So Colton, when did you realize that music was something that you wanted to pursue?
so I've always been a music lover since I was a little kid, you know. But I guess it was about 4 or 5 years ago, I decided I wanted to pick up the guitar and start playing. Because I always like to sing, on my truck and just running around and stuff. But I decided I wanted to learn how to play the guitar. So I picked it up. And after the first month of me learning, I was, starting to play a few songs. And then it just opened up a whole new
Yep.
can of worms, I guess you could say.
Makes sense. Now, how old are you exactly, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 31.
You know
So-
what? You can be 50 and you could finally pick up a guitar, and if that's what you want to do,
Well,
you
dude,
got it and go for it. Age,
yep,
there's no limit on age, honestly.
not at all.
So what was the
Not at
first
all.
song that you learned on the guitar?
I'm pretty sure it was "Can't You See."
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was "Can't You See," or it was it might have been a "Hunting and Fishing and Loving Every Day." It was one of those two. I can't remember.
Okay. Give
And
it up.
honestly, it was probably one of those two because those are like two of the easiest songs to play.
I swear a lot of country songs are just those 4 chords. So if you just know how to like strum like the 4 chords, you're literally set for like the whole
Yeah,
song.
yeah, you can figure it out. Yeah, it's I learned 3 chords. That was
Yep.
that was the thing. I learned 3 chords, and then
3
after that,
chords and you
time
sang
comes
the
and
truth.
you start learning 3 chords and the truth.
3 chords.
Yep, that's it.
Now, who did you grow
Yeah.
up listening to?
So in the 90s, I was a huge Garth Brooks fan
Nah.
and Brooks and Dunn. But when I was like 3 years old, 4 years old, I used to think I was Garth Brooks. So
So cute.
my mom, she still makes fun of me to that day, to this day about me and how much I loved Garth Brooks. But I kind of grew out of that, and I just become more or less like a Brooks and Dunn guy.
You
That
can't go
was that
wrong
was
with those
all
apps.
the 90s. Oh no, not with Brooks and Dunn. And then after that, it come to Jason Aldean and Eric Church.
Mm.
So
Oh my
Eric
God.
Church is he's probably my biggest influence now.
I feel
So
like Eric Church is a lot of artists' favorite
yeah,
singer because the way he performs, his lyrics, and like just everything about Eric Church is so like unique too.
it
But
is.
it's so intriguing at the same time.
It is. He's something special for sure.
100%. And now, Colton, you have a full-time job, but you still manage to play shows almost every weekend. How the heck do you do that?
It's what I want. So until I can just make it a full time deal. I mean, I guess I technically could now, but why not do both if I can? So I do both. It's just like this week, I have a show Thursday night here in my town. I normally play here about every Thursday night. We got a spot here I play, and then we travel to Memphis to play at Tin Roof on Bill Street. Me and the band Friday night, and then there's a town about an hour and 15 minutes north of me, Martin, Tennessee. It's College Town. Going up there and playing Saturday night. So, work 40, 45 hours a week and turn around on the weekends and go play wherever I can get in.
Hey, if it's something that you
So,
want to do, you just sacrifice. And I mean, having two incomes
yep.
is better than one nowadays too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially,
Yeah.
if it turns out to be good nights of music, it can be pretty good. So,
Oh, for sure, for sure.
but yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy it.
As long as you enjoy, that's all that matters. And now
That's it.
I want to bring it back to a single of yours called Back to Memphis. Now, that song is about a long distance relationship. I just want to know the story behind this one.
So it's nothing exciting. So
That's what every artist says.
back it.
I'm sure it is
It's
exciting.
no, it's really nothing exciting. So back in April, I guess it was. I opened up for Sean Stemaly, a buddy of mine. You probably know some of his songs. But we were doing sound check that afternoon, and he said, "What are you doing this weekend?" And I was like, "Well, tonight I'm here. Tomorrow night I got to go back to Memphis to play a show." And he was like, "Back to Memphis. That's a song title. Write it." And I was like, "Okay." And I held it in my phone for like 5 or 6 months, and then I got in contact with my producer now, Davis Branch, who actually Davis co-wrote Georgia with Sean Stemaly, his one of his singles.
Oh, wow.
So now it's just become like a full circle with this song. And so the song, I'm trying to think, why do you go back to Memphis? I mean, obviously for me, it was going back to play music all the time. But I kind of got the song idea, and after Sean gave me the song title idea, I was driving one day in my work truck, and I literally pulled the truck on the side of the road and wrote the chorus in like 2 minutes. And like it just came to me, and I let it roll. And then Davis and we finished it out. Probably took us 10 minutes to write it. Total time working on it. So
That's how the story of Back to Memphis happened.
that's it. That's it. There was no girl. So one of my buddies he told me, he said, "Yeah, I know it wasn't a girl, He said, it's you back to Memphis is going back to playing music there. Because for the longest earlier this year, I was going there all the time and playing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was like, yeah, I guess that could be the backside of the story. It's going back to playing Memphis, which what everyone hears is, the relationship side of it with someone. So
It can go.
But yeah, that's it.
However you hear a song, like if it's written one way, the way it's written can have like a double meaning at the same time. So like people can like interpret it one way. Yeah. Just like there was a song that I was recently listening to from Nate Smith called She. And at first when I was listening to it, I thought it was about a girl. And then she ended up being Nashville. And it was like, oh, okay. And I mean, it was really like interesting the way he like worded it, because you really truly think that he's talking about a girl. Then when you get to the chorus, then he says Nashville. It's like, oh, so like there's always that double meaning in certain songs. And I think that's like the beauty of music at the same time and songwriting and all those lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah, Nate Smith, he's good. He's become one of my new favorites.
Yes, he's
So
really, really, really talented. And like you were just
he is.
mentioning, you've opened up for Sean Stemaly. Like, okay, I know him. I'm sure every single girl knows him. But you also opened up for Corey Smith. Now, those guys are two like notable
Uh-huh.
singers. What have you learned from them since opening up for them?
So the Corey Smith deal, I didn't even really get to see him. It was I actually opened up for both of those guys at the same venue, just a year or two apart, whatever it was. But Corey, I never saw him until he got on stage because he was just kind of stayed to his own, But Sean, man, he's a good dude. He's young too. I mean, obviously he's you know way ahead of me right now, but I mean he's young in the business too. But anytime if you have any questions like with him, need any advice, he's a nice dude. He's willing to help.
Well,
So he's definitely somebody I look up to.
no, for sure. It's nice to hear when artists are down to earth in that sense, and they're always willing to
Yeah.
lend a helping hand, especially to up and comers, because you need that. You
Right.
need that type of
Oh
environment
yeah. You've
when you grow up.
yeah, you've got to help each other.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. And
You
I feel
definitely have
like
to.
it's really difficult nowadays too. I feel like there's a lot of like pressure from like social media and like just everyone is like in their own bubble sometimes that they don't really think to help people. So it's nice when
Right.
you hear about people lending that helping hand, because I mean it goes a long way. It really does.
It does.
2022 is literally around the corner. 2021 just flew right by, I swear. And even 2020.
Flew by.
Do we even remember 2020? Like, I mean, besides from what happened that year, like, other than that, there's nothing that you really remember.
Yeah.
So, going
There's
into
there's
2022, what's something that you're looking forward to?
uh I'm trying to make the move to Nashville. For me, it's so hard because I'm so close, but yet at the same time I'm just far, just too far at the same time. So, a lot of people that you hear, they move from Georgia, they're moving from North Carolina or South Carolina because they're 4 or 5 hours away. I'm an hour and a half away, hour and 45 minutes away. So it's tough to just take that leap of faith when I'm so close at the same time. Um, but I'm hoping we're working on some new songs right now, and I'm hoping one's going to come out. I don't know if it'll be out. I don't think it'll be out this year. It may be out in January though. But I'm just going to try to keep writing more songs, putting out more music, and hopefully make that move, and start traveling more as far as playing shows, getting, start expanding out.
Well, when the
Um,
timing is right, it will
but
happen.
yeah, and that's one thing. I didn't want to put, the cart before the horse with all this. So I've trying to been smart about it and trying to do and learn and, make my way to where when it's time, everything's in place.
Yep. And in
So
time it will be. Just you have to be patient and trust that
yeah,
trust in
that's
God's
that's
timing. That's ultimately what you got to do.
that's it. That's all it is.
And
So
now what's something about country music that you just absolutely love?
so I'm a sucker for sad songs.
Aren't
I
we all?
love sad
Aren't we
songs.
all?
I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love the upbeat party songs and stuff, but most of the time I can literally be in the best mood ever, get in my truck and go do something, and there's probably 90% chance there's a sad song coming on my radio that I'm going to play. But I don't know. It's my getaway, music. If I didn't play music, I would still have just as much love for it. Um, I don't know. It does, it does something for you that you can't get other places.
Mhm.
So,
Very true. You can
but
listen
country,
to, pardon?
I'll go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that sad songs you can literally listen to like when you're in the happiest mood or late at night or early in the morning. Like you can always listen to a sad song. And like you were saying, it's like if you really are happy, like I just said it because it's so true, you can still listen to a sad song and you could then be you could be like kind of sad for a little bit, but like you're fine. Like you could just, it's just so therapeutic, honestly. It really is just really therapeutic.
It is. It is. And it's tough for me because every time I want to start writing a song, it's going to be, my mind first thing it goes to is something sad. And I'm like, no, let's not do this. That's enough of the sad songs. Let's try to write something different.
I know, something more upbeat and fun.
Yeah. I told Davis we were working on this next song. We're fixing to just figure out what we were going to do. And I told him, I said, let's not make it about a girl and let's not make it about nothing sad. I said, even though that's where my mind goes every time when I want to start writing to those two things, because it's easy to write about. Mm-hmm. And he was like, okay, so this next one we're coming out with is not going to be slow and a sad song.
Okay,
so we'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's going to be good at the same time. Honestly, sad songs or happy songs, all songs are good. Let's be honest here. Yeah. All songs are good.
Yeah.
Now, Colton, we're going to play a little game, okay? It's based on controversial. I think I always say the name wrong. Controversial questions, okay? Nothing political.
Okay.
But it's just questions that people have been like talking about for like literally years, and there's no right, there's no wrong answer, okay? So the first one is cereal soup.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Pineapple on pizza or off pizza?
Absolutely not. Pineapple does not go on pizza.
No, it does not. Thank you. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I mean, technically,
no.
Yes, I guess, because it's on bread.
No.
I mean, it's between two pieces of bread.
That's what someone else said too. No, it's not. A hot dog is a hot dog, and a sandwich is a sandwich. Okay. But see, there's no right and no wrong answer here. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But
yeah,
okay.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, and the next one: toilet paper over or under? So when you put the toilet paper on like the rack, does it hang over or to the wall?
Under.
Wow. Okay then. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I think over, but it's okay.
That's where we're at.
You're entitled to your own opinion. Honestly, it's just so funny because I've been seeing these questions like circle, and I'm like, you know what? Instead of asking different questions that I normally do, let's ask these questions and see like what their opinion on these, because it's quite interesting. Yeah. But I'm glad.
It's funny.
It is. Yeah. And I'm glad you said pineapple off pizza and not on. Yeah,
that's now you can eat pineapple by itself or with other things, a pie or something, but not on pizza.
No, just not. It's not on pizza.
Yeah.
Now, what's your background, if you don't mind me asking?
My bedroom.
No. No, not.
I thought you meant here.
No, your background. Like, are you like German, Russian, Italian? Like, what's your background? American, like just American. Like,
I'm just American.
American.
Yeah, slight. Half American, half redneck, I guess.
Oh my God. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's fair. So
I'm just kidding. I'm not really that redneck. I'm pretty country, but I'm not that redneck.
Oh my God, that is too funny. There was a TikTok that I saw recently of this like redneck guy who put beer cans on his head and pretended to be like the singer, and he was going, I'm a redneck. Like the way he was saying it was so funny because he was mimicking this song, but it was too funny. I'm sure people like listening to this are gonna be like, what are you talking about? But I'm gonna put it in here so everyone knows that I'm not crazy, and I will send you it too, so you know I'm not crazy.
All right. I believe you.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Colton, for chatting with me on Country with Celine. It was so much fun, and I can't wait to hear the new song. that you guys are going to be releasing next year.
Yep, I'm ready to get it out. We're going to do, I think we're going to do this one and a few more. They'll be pretty quick, first part of the year. So I'm really excited to get these out. So, but until then, stream back to Memphis all y'all can.
It's fair. Back to Memphis, yes. Just stream it, download it.
Back to Memphis.
And engulf yourself in that song.
Yeah. And now if you see this and you hear the story to it, it's gonna be like, oh, this is not as exciting anymore.
I was
a girl in Memphis.
I was expecting some like this relationship that I had in the past and it happened, this and that. But no, it's not. But that's okay.
No, that's okay. You get ideas from anywhere. So
literally you can, and you make it your own, and it can turn into anything.
Yep, that's it. So.
Well, thanks again, Colton, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Town and there's 100 miles to separate. What stands between me and you? And I've got